too much. Just barely, slightly. BMWs are like cockroaches. It feels like it's better if we don't talk at all. It feels like if he would text me, it wouldn't feel good. Also, he didn't look at my Snapchat story at all. He always does. Always does before going into work. It just crushed me. My intestines are killing me. They're doing some spasms they love to do. It's been an emotional morning. Pain, 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 pain. I know indigestion is obviously not letting go. But this is something else. This is spasm, so I'm gonna have to check that out. So good morning, all. Is this person putting salt on the ground? It's like 57. It's going to be 60s and 50s a whole week. Never edit before going to bed. I could barely sleep because your brain just won't stop. But I really wanted to get the edit done. My computer won't recognize my phone. I could not upload or import. Oh, so much pain. Chevy Bolt. And then look at that sunrise-ish kind of look. That is like a painting. And then I'm like, oh, I'll just edit. I'll just send these videos really quick to the guy. That turned into another hour of editing on my phone. So I'm just exhausted today. It's been a Monday morning. I'm excited to work again and not think. So I went to bed and I was so tired and I thought I'm just going to fall asleep right now. I didn't. I was about to fall asleep and then I woke up with this, like, it was kind of like an electrical shock just went through my whole body. That's anxiety. When I felt it, it felt very familiar. I've lived with it for so long, but I didn't even realize it was gone. All I realized was that my stomach was feeling a lot better. But the moment that it came kind of like a wave as I was falling asleep, it was so strange and unpleasant. I was trying to calm myself down, but it wasn't working. How weird is it for the people around me that I'm on a selfie stick in the car? I do go to a psychologist. I was just very down and very lost. I didn't know what to do. I was in such a depression because of work, because I couldn't find work that suited me, because I didn't know what that was anymore. I wanted to explore and understand myself and hopefully not make the same mistakes. All of us, we have our issues, we have our baggage. We make the same mistakes until we learn from them. And it's hard to understand our mistakes in the moment. It's hard to let yourself go there because it's painful, because you probably don't really understand it. No one really wants to do that work, that self-work, because it's confusing. You don't know. You don't want to change. You want to be accepted the way you are, and yet you're not really who you really are. My psychologist put it in such a good way, in such an easy to understand way, and I love going to him because I feel helped, and I don't feel psychoanalyzed. I feel helped. I suffocate people with messages. Like I'm jealous in my own way, possessive in my own way, but at the same time, you do you and you do what's best for you. I'm just telling you, it really hurts. It's not really about self-control. It's about getting to the root of the cause as to why you feel the need that you want to do that. And that's going to stop you doing that. If you force yourself to not do something, it's just not going to work because the urge is so strong. To you, it will sound so silly because you're not inside my emotions and my head, and you weren't in our situation. You saw the Tesla, so I'm showing it now to you. That is a Tesla, y'all. A blue Tesla. That is gorgeous. I want it. But in my defense, there's less Teslas and Maseratis around. So if I point one out and I get super excited, it's because it's not a common occurrence. I'm just saying. I think it's like an electric BMW, actually. I was saying last week, BMWs are like cockroaches because they're everywhere. Yeah, I'm parking by my coworker again. I had an emotional day. I was so scared that I had lost him completely. Like, I was scared that he wouldn't even talk. Like, he probably doesn't care at all. He probably is completely indifferent, and that sucks, and that's painful. I'm pretty sure he's not going to watch this because he's had plenty of videos of me talking. What is wrong with my shirt? I don't like suits and bleh. Peace, love, and compassion, y'all. I'm in so much pain. I am going to get some Maalox. I was watching Noaptea Târziu Q&A. I just watched their latest video about narcissism. It was funny timing. So I didn't find Whole Foods didn't have anything. They had only natural things, and I don't know what to take. So I put my filter thing on again. 8mm app. I'm close up and naked. Well, not naked, but fisheye lens naked. I look like I'm so fat right now. So I'm done for the day with one job. I am off to my appointment, then dinner, and then I get to go to an impromptu meeting for my other job. Anything mandatory is like pulling teeth. I was thinking of what song to do for a music video. I chose a song, and I hope you like it. I really like it, and I just like the song, and I like the message. I just like the song, but it's going to be a very hard song to do a music video. It's going to be a challenge. The first thing that pops into my head are those like very cheesy, very homemade. Okay, so side note, these people today are crazy on the road. I mean, they're like swerving in and out of lanes like it's their business, and I don't understand. So in the US, side note, in the US, you pass on any side you want and you can get around. That's the rule. There are no rules about where you pass. I used to listen to songs and make my own music videos up inside my head. When did I start talking like that? Up inside my head. Up inside my head. And actually it wasn't even up inside my head, in my mind. I would type them out. I also used to do choreography. That was nice as well. With my stomach and everything, it's not a good idea. See, I like in the US right now, pop music is at a horrible standstill. The music sounds like every other song right now. It's horrible, and it's not even a good sound. Don't have to wait for you. Don't want to wait for you. Don't want to have to lose all that I compromise to feel another high. Something like that. I was a king under your control. Whoa. Hello, just got out of my appointment and heading home. I cried some more. There's so much that's all me, which is why I'm so grateful and thankful that not try to deal with all of this by myself. I think when people deal with it by themselves, they often attach the hurt to the other person. Many times they blame the other person. It's not in my nature either. In my nature, I have it where I am about self-work and what can I do different about myself and where did I go wrong. I mean, my instinct is to fix it. I want this to be such a positive vlog, YouTube thing. But this is going on in my life, and I don't want to mask it. I don't want to diminish it. I don't want to pretend that it's not there. I'm going to enjoy the highs, the good moments, the good parts, the moments when I feel okay and I feel happy, the bad moments, the bad parts, crying, and try to grow and try to be genuine to you and to myself. I'm not hopeless, and yet I'm not hopeful. I'm not waiting for him to come back. I'm not waiting for things to work out. The big gesture, there's not going to be a big gesture. I wanted to squeeze every possible moment with him, just like I do every time, because when he would leave, because people always leave, I would have that. I would have lived that experience. Again, I'm not the person to put the blame on the other person. Even when it sounds like I do, I don't. If I could be as conniving as girls who get the guys to stay, I wouldn't be hurting. Even now, I don't want him or anyone, I don't want to make anyone do anything, which is why I just end up being more victim-y than anything, because even though I'm the person who fights and who burns the bridge to not get hurt, fights and barks and bites in any kind of way I can think of attacking, I've attacked because I want to protect myself from being hurt, and I'm hurt. Oh, this is a lovely blog. I'm running out of time trying to say all of this. I'm running out of time to even think. I'm so scattered in my head, in my brain, about everything, about this vlogging thing and about everything, when it's kind of like the same when I sit down to write a song and my mind is just everywhere, going a million miles an hour, having a million different thoughts, and I want to make sense of them and organize them. What's about this, what's about that, and I'm just so bad at it. And that just makes this so much more difficult for you to understand and to be engaged and to even like it, because I'll just be all over the place. You won't be able to follow, you'll get bored, you'll get annoyed. But this is me right now, because it's not about me telling you about this guy that I met, that I liked, that I went out with, that I sort of dated, I guess didn't date. Like, that's not why I'm recording this. I want to post it because of all the things that are behind it, in case it's of any use, and just to make sense of it against myself too. I desperately fall for people. There's a huge part of me that gets suffocated and wants freedom and wants to be free and not be tied to anything. And if I think back when everything kind of went south, I think for him before I said this, but I think this didn't help in general. I don't want to commit. Like, that would be someone who doesn't want to commit and who doesn't want to be in a relationship. That would be the ideal thing for someone to say to them. But his instant reaction was not in that kind of way. His instant reaction was he got quiet, and I had the worst gut-sinking feeling, because our guts know better than we do. How is that even possible? That's so crazy. That's so strange. I don't need someone. I really don't. I really needed him. I actually needed him to figure myself out and figure life out through him, because he was different and he was the same. I think we were on the same page for a lot of things. I just think that I wasn't good enough, and that he couldn't handle my red flags like I handled his. Every red flag I got from him: yeah, I see you, consider you if it gets very serious, but right now, just stay there. Like, I thought it all before anyone thought it. It's just so interesting that when I felt like, okay, no, it's none of these, it's so funny that he broke up with me. I know I was kind of like a handful, but like I've said it before and I'll say it again, that's only when someone feels like they lost the person, all of a sudden grasp on much harder. I want a relationship, but I also want to be not in a relationship, to be free. I didn't trust that someone like him could like me that much. I don't trust that anyone can do the big gesture. I'm back to probably having to settle. But since I don't settle, I'll just be back to being alone. He definitely will find someone before me. All I've seen is women who play the game, basically. They're the ones who get the guys with the big gestures, the guys who stick around, the guys who change for them. And then here's me, and yeah, I don't expect anyone to change for me. It felt amazing when either of us had to change. And it also takes two people who want to work it out rather than quit. He didn't want to work it out. He made the gesture, but it was an empty gesture of trying to understand where I'm coming from. I'm still tied to perception, what other people, what he will think, what other people will think. So off to this meeting. That guy has like napkins out of his car. Just thinking about the college I went to and how crazy it is, because when I went to it, there were no Romanians. It was too expensive for Romanians. Like the Romanians back then went to like public school, went to CSU to save money so they can afford it because everyone else was going there. And it's so funny how tables have turned, and now apparently my college has all these like this new generation of Romanians. Like I don't want to be associated with that. Cuturma. I'm not a cuturma kind of person, which means like flock of sheep. I love sheep. They're not cute in real life. They're so adorable in cartoons, and then in real life they are not. They're dirty, or dirty looking at least, and they have weird eyes. This person in Willowick or Willoughby, they had a house with sheep. They were in the middle of like a suburb. For mostly I want a farm in the sense of like vegetables and stuff. My grandparents were in Bucharest, so a lot of people would go to the countryside to visit their grandparents during the summer. And I never got that experience, but I always wanted a farm. My parents thought I was crazy. I want a big city and I want a farm. I was in Săliște. That fresh air and the rooster calling was so nice, but it was too cold for me. I'm not that type of person. Apparently a lot of people are from around there. This person, I didn't know, he's from this other city around there, something with an A. It's like, here's Săliște, here's Sibiu. I think she's Nadia somewhere over here, or maybe over here. And then this guy was like over here. Small world. Small world. The thing is, I never wanted a Romanian, so I should not be so disappointed. I don't want the ego, macho kind of thing, like I'm a man, I'm better, feed me when I come home, I can go out and sleep around and you'll stay home with a baby that you birthed. Not all Romanians, don't get me wrong, not all Romanians. The Romanians I grew up with were very different. I don't see those over here. And it might be because I grew up with like Bucharest and city Romanians, and over here it's more Făgăraș. You're a guy. How can you feel like you're not able to take care of yourself? Why do you need a woman to take care of you? You don't need a woman to take care of you. And you don't need your biological kids, and you don't need a house, and you don't need stuff that will not fill the void. You're just like doing things just to be like everyone else. Just like the car you drive, the job you have, the degree you get. Don't you have a mind of your own? Even to this guy, at least based on what he says he wants out of life, is just what would make his family happy. He's seen in any family that is happy because they're happy. And it's just sad. I think they need to realize that their happiness makes their family happy. Driving with ice cream. My teeth, they hurt. There are a lot of Canadian geese, which I thought were goats earlier. Yes, I did. I totally did. But they were very far away. I feel so guilty eating this ice cream right now. I'm about to go in for a meeting about Relay for Life for cancer. When you say it, like my parents are kind of have the same age difference as we do in the same direction. It's not a proposal, but it's not friendship. But I mean, it's not the first time. I've heard that before from a guy. I guess guys justify their actions based on, well, my parents did that. I need to finish this ice cream though before going in, so I'll talk to you later. I can't make you love me if you don't. You can make your heart feel something it won't. True story. Have you checked it out yet? Ooh, Ari. Have you checked it out yet? Ooh, Ari.
Hello, welcome to my first ever YouTube feed. I hope you enjoy all the videos that I put on here. I'm in his favorite sundress, watching me get undressed, take that body downtown. I say you're the best. Trust me, it'll get better. When the storm's tougher than you can weather, it gets better as you get tougher, and the hard times will make you smarter.
For all you have to suffer, I will make sure to pay.
Is it desire?